Hey tribe, welcome back to the Saiyonan Archives. Of course, I'm excited to be here with you, and of course, I'm excited to be just kind of tuning in, checking in, and give you guys a quick update. For those of you that are new here, my name is Nuna. I am a poet, I'm a seer, I'm a witch, I'm a writer, and I am notoriously known for merging the arts of poetry and magic. And I'm here to give you guys just a quick update to what we can expect and what we are going to be getting into on the Saiyonan Archive. So this is really just for the soul tribe who has already been here and things like that. As you know, I have been talking a lot more about the Ethereum. The Ethereum is essentially a sacred haven where I craft, curate, and bless, charge, and send out ritual essentials, spiritual essentials, Saiyonan essentials for you to work your magic for not only manifestation, but also for the expansion of your consciousness and for healing to transcend beyond any pain and suffering. That is essentially what the Ethereum is. And so because we're going to be talking more about the Ethereum, I'm going to be getting more into seasonal magic as well as rhythmic magic and magic regarding not only just the seasons, but magic and manifestation and healing and rites and rituals according to the season that we're in. Now, right now we are actually in Libra season and we're headed into Scorpio season. Hey, so I actually recorded that video on the 19th of October. And by the time this is posted, it's probably going to be on the 23rd or the 24th. So that's the reason why I mentioned that we were transitioning into Scorpio season. But by the time this is posted, it will be Scorpio season. And yes, so I just wanted to stop by and let you know that because I don't want to cause any confusion. Scorpio season is not just about rebirth, transformation, and things like that. Scorpio season is also about us doing shadow work on a deeply rooted spiritual and emotional level. Scorpio is the sign that rules transformation, rebirth. It rules sex, spiritual sex, if you will. The reason why we're getting into this now is because I wanted to kind of give a warm transition into Scorpio season. I more than likely will be doing another video where I start to kind of teach you guys about my method of manifestation and my method of working with the essentials and working my magic and things of that nature. Right now, I just kind of wanted to come here and let you know that we're going to be getting into the shadowy aspects of the ending of the year. Now, going into Scorpio season, one of the first things that I want to let you know is that there are several things more than likely that are coming up for you right now. It could be old people coming up from a past life, or it could be these old vices. It could be things that you thought that you were over that are creeping in and things of that nature. And it's a beautiful thing that these things are coming up right now because in Libra season, this is basically where we start to kind of weigh things on a scale. And this is where we pull back away from our emotions. We pull back away from our subjective feelings and we observe them from a more objective or a spiritual objective standpoint. And this is where things start to kind of show themselves and reveal themselves so that we can see whatever is weighing us down and whatever needs to be taken off the scale to promote balance and equilibrium. As we move and progress into Scorpio season, this is basically where you can purge those things out that are no longer serving you. You can purge the things out that did not fit on the scale so that you can welcome in transformation, rebirth, regeneration, and spiritual depth, right? Emotional depth. At the same time, I do feel that with the things that we observe and the things that we take off the scale that are no longer meant to serve us, sometimes what this looks like is us facing it. We welcome in the things, of course, and we honor the things that have passed. We honor the things that have served their time, but sometimes we have a really hard time letting go. Sometimes we resist. Sometimes we want to have control over certain things and circumstances. And so what we do is we hoard them or we hold on to them, and it makes it hard to purge and push out. So that's the reason why I want to come on here, because again, we're getting into the month or the season where we're going to start to really purge, banish, and work our magic around control, release, surrender, and transformation. The thing is, though, is that it's interesting that this is happening, of course, in the fall seasons because things are obviously falling away. We've already started to harvest. We've already started to kind of pull those things in that we've been reaping and things like that. And now we are cleaning out our spiritual and emotional and even mental closets. So I do feel like as we are progressing into Scorpio season, this is a time where I start to have this need to pull back into really go deep within our own sacred spaces so that we can work our rituals, so that we can work our magic, and allow our dark divine feminine, or our shadow divine feminine, as I like to say, to speak to us, to shine through, and things like that. I actually ended up doing a video, I think it may have been like a month ago or something like that, I can't remember, where the divine dark feminine, or the shadow divine feminine, as I like to call it, I'll make sure to link the video somewhere down in either the description box or somewhere down in the comment section. But the reason why I'm saying that is because the divine feminine is the highlight, and it's been the highlight this whole year, respectfully so, because of course over years and centuries of the suppression of the divine feminine, she, or it, really, it's not about gender, it does show itself sometimes in very destructive ways. So in order to prevents us from getting too deep or falling too deep into the chaos without wisdom or guidance, that's the reason why I'm coming on here saying this is what we can expect. So we can expect things to get a little bit more chaotic. We can expect a pull. We can expect a shift. We can expect for ourselves to feel a little bit more of a desire or wanting or a pull to wanting rest, to wanting to be heard, to be felt, to be seen, to be adorned, to be admired, or whatever your desires would be, to be respected, to be honored, right? And I want us again to start creating a space for that. Also, I know that I kept saying the word expect. I also want to leave room for no expectation and to allow whatever comes through to come through, as long as we are in a space where we know that we are safe, where we are guided, where we are protected. And that is exactly what we are. You know, that's what we're doing here now, because this is a space where you can be protected as much as I possibly can through a screen, because I'm talking to a camera to talk to you. So there's only so much that I can do. And that is another reason why I am on this mission, to create an in-space sanctuary that we can actually dwell in, we can fellowship in, if you will, not in a Christian sense, but just, you know, where we can dwell and where we can work our magic and our rituals in person, so that we can have a safe space. But this is a space that I have available to me now, and I'm going to use that for you, for our tribe, for our collective. So having said that, what I will let you know is that depending on what the charts are saying, that's going to determine what I'm going to be introducing to you and, you know, showing you how to work with. What I will say though, however, is that I know for a fact that we're going to be working with black and red candles. I know that we're going to be working with black or red candles and things of that nature. Maybe some people want to work with, you know, they want to work with white candles. That's fine. But usually, typically, whenever we are moving into Scorpio season, I tend to stick to those, because I like myself, I like to work with the rhythm. I like to work with the seasons, and I like to work with the energy that's present. And most of the time, what I've noticed is that working with black candles, red and black, or just red or whatever, those do help me because of the things that I do personally, right? In my own life. And I also noticed that there is a certain pattern that people do kind of go through, where around this time they start to kind of feel, they retreat, they go into these darker spaces, which isn't evil, but this dark space, this negative space, really is just the divine feminine space. So we're going to be working heavily with our divine feminine. Also, for those of you that are into kink, I'm going to probably be talking a little bit about that. We'll see what happens. We will see. I don't know if I'm going to be leaving those videos or those type of talks here on YouTube. I may actually leave those videos on the website instead. So just kind of stay tuned for that and things like that. And we'll see. I'll let you guys know, of course. Yes, I'll also make sure to leave a link down in the comment section, of course, because I love leaving things in the comment section. I'll leave a link down to where you can find things like that over down there in the comment section. Okay. Yes. So this was really just kind of like a preparation video. I wanted you guys again to kind of just get used to me talking a lot more about the Ethereum. Also, what you can expect right on this channel is for me to start teaching you how to use the ethereal essentials for us. Right? Like, it's going to be different more than likely than what you may see in other spaces, and rightfully so, because we all have our ways of working our magic. We all have our ways of manifestation. Sometimes those things do overlap depending on what you're doing. And yes, so I'm going to be doing a lot more teaching, a lot more of my method and how I was able to do certain things. And also, I want to let you know this now is that the whole point of me teaching you this is not so that you could become dependent on these ritual tools, but so that you can get so good at it that you don't need the ritual tools. You only wish to have them for your either enjoyment or simply because you just choose or prefer to work with it that way, not because you absolutely have to or need it. So that's something that I do want you to keep in mind. Also, remember that when you're working with these essentials, it's essential for you to understand that it's also about the expansion of your consciousness. It's also about you being the embodiment of the highest wisdom that you possibly can. So that's also something that I want you to kind of think about before you even decide to reserve anything from the Ethereum, because whenever you do, when you work your magic, trust and believe that you are going to be put in situations where you are going to have to choose the best route. And that is because you worked your magic the way that you needed to work your magic. And that's just simply how it works. And I feel like I'm going to start creating a lot more videos around the way I work my magic, the magical process. If that is something that you want to see from me, apart from writing, apart from poetry and things of that nature, let me know down in the comment section. I would like for us to get a little bit more interactive here. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know more about you. Please leave me, your favorite emoji or a few words about yourself down in the comment section. Introduce yourself. This is a safe space. If you don't want to give your real name, you don't have to. You don't have to give your government name, and you don't have to give your name if you don't want to at all. You don't have to comment at all. But the reason why I'm asking this is because I really do want to create a real space. I don't want things to be superficial here. I don't only want us to say, oh, we're on YouTube. Okay, cool. Just another YouTube video. Absolutely not. This is a safe space where we are coming to not only work our magic, but we are coming here to heal. We are not here to trauma bond. We are here to heal. We are here to be the embodiments of our higher selves, and we are returning back to our origins. Who we were outside of the programming, who we were outside of the trauma and the suffering, who we were beyond or before the perceptions and ideologies and judgments of other people started to infiltrate our internal, right? I do feel like this is essential for us to return to, because that's the only way that we're going to evolve. It's through returning to origin, because we are all on the path of remembrance, and I am here as a guide to help you remember. Thank you for listening and for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing space with me here. If you have any questions about any of the essentials in the Ethereum, let me know down in the comment section, or I will make sure to leave my email down also in the comment section and the description box, because I'm going to be making myself a lot more available to you to ask me questions. Also, the bookings are open right now. I'm being very serious. The bookings are open, and you are able to reserve reading and things of that nature. I'll make sure to triple check to see if they are open, but I'm pretty sure that they are open. And I'm also going to be closing them down periodically and whatnot to make room for other things that I have to do. For example, writing and taking care of family, the kids, and things of that nature. So I want you also to keep that in mind. And yes, so I'll make sure to have any tools that you will need down in the comment section. Also, real quick before we go, I'm going to start a part of this YouTube channel. I think I may do like another playlist where I start talking more about herbs and like the magical correspondences and my wisdom, or the things that I've learned talking and communing and offering to these plant allies and things of that nature. I know that I spent a lot of time working with them on a magical level, and I'm spending a lot more time now working with them on an energetic or a physical level, if you will. So if you guys want me to start a playlist where I talk about different plants and things like that on a magical level, on an energetic level, what I learned, how I use them in ritual, how I use them in magic, and why, and things of that nature, and the plants that have come to me in my dreams, let me know down in the comment section. If you need anything as far as support on working your magic, or even how to work with your intuition or how to develop your intuition, let me know about that. I will create those videos. And the reason is because we are moving into a space where not only are some of us returning to the old ways, but we're starting to implement a lot more of our intuition, a lot more of our spiritual gifts into our endeavors, because they are non-negotiables. Okay, if you need help, please reach out to me via the comment section, and also please reach out to me via email, if you will. Also, I'm not charging any outrageous prices for you to learn your intuition or learn how to use your intuition. In fact, I would much rather create videos here on YouTube. That way it's accessible to everybody for free. That way you don't have to worry about paying for anything, because you're coming from a space where you know, you more than likely had to pay for a whole bunch of stuff. So I do want to leave some type of free things that you can use, some free tools and resources. And if you still feel like you want more, that is when we can start to work together one-on-ones and things of that nature. You know, you have different sessions and things like that I'll be making available. So yes, thank you for tuning in and listening to this message. Thank you for sharing space with me. I really do honor and appreciate your presence. You are valued here. And I just really do, again, appreciate love. I love you as well. And I'm just really honored to be serving you through my many dimensions, through my multidimensionality. Okay. And if that is all, I will see you soon, and make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel, send it to a friend, save it, add it to your playlist, whatever you will. And yeah, that's all. And I'll catch you in my next video.